Hello everybody, my name is Elliott, and welcome back to... I don't know what we're going to call this. What's this? I need to rename this podcast. I guess Elliott's Incredible Podcast is still the title of it, but I was going to rebrand it. I'm not sure what I'm going to rebrand it to now. But I'm here with a special guest today, because I'm here with my good friend Boston.
Hello everyone.
Hello, hang on. You're on the left. I might switch you around. There we go. I've put you on the right now. So that way, because I'm the interviewer, I suppose. I own this podcast, and we'll probably see him a lot more often on the podcast because he's a good friend of mine, and we're both passionate about content creation. And there's a video version, which if you're watching us right now, you're watching the video version. We're just on Zoom, of course, because that was the easiest.
And if you are on Spotify,
or Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts,
that will also be out.
Yep, that's also voice crack. That is also you would be right now. Alright, so, I don't know what we're going to discuss. We're just going to go in and essentially improvise everything. So, Boston...
Improvise? Like how... Okay, you go first.
How was your day?
Oh, God, he's drinking. Good, actually.
Oh, that's good. It's not like we spent, the entirety of the day at school together or anything.
No, it's definitely not Friday, if you know what I mean.
No, it's not Friday. Is it still raining? I think it might be sprinkling. It was pretty heavy rain beforehand.
It was, actually.
I might move my webcam a bit so the door's not in frame. There we go. Now you can see my reflection really well.
There you go.
So if anyone runs
Elliott
past, you can't see them out the door.
Elliott looks pretty good in front of the mirror.
That's where I practice kissing, right there.
Good.
That spot there.
There you go.
That's the one, boys. That's the one.
That's the one.
And we've both got the same kind of water bottle, don't we, Boston? We've both got they're definitely not Woolworths home brand bottles that we've ripped the tag off.
Nah, they're Elliott's special water. Elliott's water. He made this.
So I should get if I had like a Sharpie.
I don't know how.
Magic. It's actually just my piss.
There you go. I've got a question for you.
All right. We should probably get started anyway. What's your question?
How are you gonna celebrate your 200 video? 200 video
with this podcast? Yay!
Okay.
That's what this podcast will be titled. Elliott has made 200 videos on his channel. Obviously, on YouTube, I've made a lot more than 200, but on this particular channel, it's 200.
Yeah.
Yay. It actually looks good having you on the right, because if I'm facing my monitor, I'm facing the right, and you're like on the right of me, so it's like...
Yeah.
It's pretty snazzy. Oh, I could mute you, but I won't do that. I can put you in the waiting room. Oh, I can rename you. I'm going to change your name from your nickname in this call from Zoom user to Boston.
To Boss Dog. Or Boston, whatever.
All right, no, Boss Dog. I'll make a Boss Dog. There we go. All right, so people are going to love this. We're going to go back to school on Monday, and everyone's going to be like, what the hell have you done?
What have you done?
You've made some just kind of monstrosity. So this podcast, I'm going to attempt to make episodes every week. My plan is to get Boston in like pretty much all of them. Not all of them. Like I'll have other guests on and stuff.
He will. Trust me. If you're listening or watching this, he will have other guests.
Yeah. So and there's gonna be one every week, and each episode will probably be about 30 minutes long. Because if we go for like an hour, we'll probably be talking like this. But if we go for 15 minutes, we're gonna be like, well, we didn't get to talk about anything. Because if there's one thing we do, it's talk quite a lot, and we don't stop, do we, Boston?
But that's what humans do. Yeah. It's humane to talk.
That's why we're friends, because we were both...
Got that from our English teacher.
That's true,
Being humane.
Being human. That's right, we did. We learnt that in English. I don't know why I'm holding this.
Shout out to Miss Marseille.
Absolutely, shout out to Miss Marseille. This is a great podcast that is definitely not derailing in any way. Moving on. So, what did you do when you got home, Boston, after school? What'd you do?
Well, I was thinking, because me and Elliott made up a song about a religion and, sharing is, caring and all that.
Yeah, for an assessment task.
Yep, and we got on FaceTime, and we started, figuring out what to do.
We did, too. I've still got my guitar right here. we'll like, you know, because I mean, I don't
play him a tune.
I don't necessarily, you know, I'm not necessarily a religious person myself, but because it's a religious school, we were singing about, you know, Jesus was cool, and he was, because it was a real guy. He was nice.
Actually, leaked video.
Leaked
video right there. Leaked video.
I can't remember any of the lyrics. It was like, it's about Jesus and kindness and care.
Play a tune for him. Just a little tune.
A little tune. Give me a word.
A little sample.
I'll make a song based on that.
Okay, little sample. Let me think. Podcast.
Podcast. We're here on a podcast tonight. It's gonna be fun. No fright. It's a podcast. Yeah. Everybody loves it.
Don't give him too much of the intro.
Of course. I do have an intro song, actually. I was going to use it with my food podcast, but we only made one episode, and I didn't really want to do it anymore. But yeah, we'll use the... Did you remember? It was like...
Yes, I do remember that.
I'm just going to use that, and I might make a little graphic at the start of the videos where it's like the logo. I'll make a new logo.
Or it's like you know how the old classic shows, it's like to the Batmobile?
Yeah.
And then it spins, and you should go... da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah.
That'd be funny, actually. I died.
You good?
I think the water went down the wrong... Oh.
Yeah.
I hate that. Oh my god, I sound like a smoker.
For all you
better.
Viewers and podcast listeners watching...
Or listening.
Of course. We've got a moral to tell you.
A moral?
Sacrifice. Wait, no sacrifice too great. So, the moral is, me and Elliott just sacrificed an hours of planning to this video and podcast just for your viewers' sake.
That's right, Boston. You make them feel terrible. You guilt trip them into subscribing and liking and following me on Instagram and all of the places.
Subscribe to the video. Subscribe to the channel right now.
That's right, and follow the podcast.
Fall in your sleep.
Go to Spotify podcasts, follow it there. Go to Apple Podcasts, follow it there. It won't be on SoundCloud, but you can if you want. You never know.
Go to Google.
Go to Google Podcasts. Go to Google Podcast right now.
It's like everywhere. It's everywhere.
All over the place.
It's everywhere.
We're an internet sensation, basically. We're a huge
deal. Except for Twitch, Netflix, and all the movies and shows.
Actually, I won't lie to you, Boston. The layout of Zoom with like the recording actually looks sick. Like it works so well for podcast format. It's incredible.
I swear.
I'll send you a screenshot when you finish.
Yeah, but like Twitch and that, it's not like.
You're out of frame, Boston. I can't see below your nose. There we go.
Give me a sec. Let me lie down.
Yeah, he's gonna get comfortable. I'm sitting at a desk right now. I've got my IGA calendar in the background right there.
I'm in my room, so...
I'm in my room too.
Dad, if you're watching this, I'm surely a little famous.
Just a tiny bit, you know.
Just a tiny bit.
We're all famous in tiny ways, you know. That's some philosophy.
Elliott's famous for his, like... comedy and all that, and like, yeah.
When I'm looking here, I'm looking at you, and when I'm looking here, it's like I'm looking at the viewers. You know, I'm like, yes, Boston. Am I right, guys?
Yeah.
And you can if you look in the mirror, you can kind of see my monitor. Hang on, I'm trying to. There.
I can actually I can see that. I can see that.
It's gonna be. We're talking about things we see, and there are people trying to listen without the video, so they're gonna be so confused as to what's going on. They're like,
so basically, what this podcast is about. We just talk a bunch of random sort of stuff.
We can talk about the news, you know, like if there's like an election.
We could talk about like. Yeah, and then we can like talk about events that's been happening and like if they're on or off and
but we'll try and keep like the things we talk about to be kind of global. Like instead of being like, last night I took a shower and this happened at school. We'll try and be like, so you know, today was let's say I know I said election, but let's say in 2 years' time they're having the election in the United States. We can talk about that. You know, we can be like,
and then
so Joe Biden,
and then you can also talk about like Russia and Ukraine. And,
that's true. Like we can talk about that. Like, of course, we can talk
about. Oh no, Keon, you continue. It's Elliott's show.
This is going to happen quite commonly. Don't worry, this is going to happen so often. We'll try not to keep the events we talk about really sad. Like, so there was a war today. We'll try and be funny. We'll be like, so you'll never guess what Anthony Albanese said on Twitter today. You will never guess. Speaking of Twitter, Elon Musk. That's a huge deal at the moment. Boston. Oh, he's died.
Oh God.
Oh, he's frozen.
Bro, stop Boston. Cutting out. You're cutting out. You're cutting out.
Boston, you're frozen.
Wait, you're cutting out, bro.
My internet connection is Oh no. Apparently it says my.
No. We're good.
Are we though?
You're good.
You're not good.
I think we are.
Oh God.
Are we good?
I have no.
Okay,
clue.
so. No, you're not. Does it look like that I'm glitching?
Oh no, you're good now.
You're also good.
There we go. This is episode 1, alright? You have to expect some technical difficulties.
You have to expect the unexpected.
Yes, of course. Now, as I was saying, Elon Musk with Twitter, that's in the news all over the place at the moment. Like, it's a big deal.
Yeah. Especially, I was watching one of some YouTubers' videos, and he explained that YouTube is like one of the worst like entertainment systems, and then Elon Musk tweeted back not for long. So maybe Elon Musk is going to buy YouTube, in a matter of fact.
Who knows? I mean, knowing that seems like it's like a joke he would make because.
But let's hope he doesn't, because then he shuts down. Oh yeah,
because I mean, let's be real. Like,
the good one.
Twitter's in a bit of a like, it's not in the best state at the moment. It's a little bit iffy in terms of content, and hopefully it improves. But you will have to stay tuned, because you see the things he's tweeting. He's saying, like, you know, verified users pay $8 a month, and, you know, they can get the verified mark. And, like, people are like people say to him on Twitter, like, that's so dumb, how dare you? And he'll reply saying, like, you know, that's nice. You want freedom of speech? Give me $8 a month.
Yeah, no, and then I was watching this thing on YouTube. It was like a little funny thing, and he's like, God, why does Elon Musk have to buy Twitter for $8.3 million or whatever it was, when it's literally free on the App Store?
Yeah.
Literally free on the App Store.
I mean, like, it's a very big deal. Obviously, he'd have to pay a lot of money to own it, but I feel like 44 billion is a bit much. Like, I feel like he probably could have... Because you got to realize, in terms of, in Minecraft's sake, you know, Microsoft bought that from Notch in 2014 for like $2 billion. So I reckon he could have gotten Twitter for like 10 or 20 billion. I don't think he had to pay 44.
Not 44. 44 is crazy. Too much. And like, dial it down to 15 to 20 at least. Stop smoking, Elliott. Jeez.
I've just been having so many durries, Boston.
Oh God.
All the durries in the world.
Of course. Like, look at where you have come, and it's just a huge achievement, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, Boston. I'm here today.
For the 200 videos.
200 videos in about 2.5 years, which is fairly impressive. That's roughly 100 a year.
And it's like, it's just phenomenal, if you know what I mean. Yeah, especially for a 15-year-old kid going out there instead of getting a job for his free time, putting his entirely
instead of getting a job, he's doing crap on the internet
and getting sleep. He's making hundreds of videos just for you. Now, he does not need a job. I think he's better at YouTube than getting a job.
It's not like he makes $0, and yet he's still better at it than employment. Although, if there's someone watching this who, you know, owns a business, I mean, I'm not saying don't hire me, absolutely. I mean, have you seen the video editing stuff I can do? If you pay me, I'll edit stuff.
I've seen behind the scenes of his music career and YouTube career, and boy, he can edit.
Is it insane, bro? You should see. I mean, I don't know how much editing I'm going to do for this podcast. I'm probably just going to whack it in the timeline and export it, but like...
Yeah. But like, he can... Because he said to me before it all started, if it gets too loud, we can like dial it down a bit,
Oh, yeah.
like the voice.
Because I'm sure other people who make videos will know how in OBS Studio you've got a little feature where you can make each audio thing its own track and then change it in editing, which is good.
But Jacksepticeye, man, he just yells too much.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's a great guy, and I think he does make great videos. I just wish he would.
Videos.
I just wish he wouldn't yell
wouldn't
so
scream.
Because I like they're going like.
Yeah.
For those listening without the video, I just shook my headphones uncontrollably.
Yeah, and it was like if you go to a speaker and you're right in front of it, like at a rock concert, they play it, and your hair moves back with your face.
You go to a rock concert, they give you like earplugs so you don't go deaf.
Yes.
And I think, Boston, you'll be happy to know we've been recording for 15 minutes, so we're already halfway there, and we're living on a prayer, which is
because I live out of town. He lives in town, as a matter of fact, and the connection between both of us, like the Wi-Fi, it's okay.
Yeah, and I feel like it would probably be better if it wasn't raining. That's the thing with Australian internet, is that when it rains, it's like the whole world is disconnected.
It's like so bad. And then it's like this summer, moving on to this summer, just, skip that subject.
About a month in the future. We've got like a month left of school. No. I'm excited.
So am I. The videos we could make.
Boston. The songs, the Sergeant Kerrison songs we can make. All right.
Oh God.
That's true. By the way, we're starting a songwriting partnership called Sergeant Kerrison. You know Lennon McCartney. Who cares? It's all about Sergeant Kerrison.
Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Unfollow him from Spotify or her, whoever. Yeah.
Lennon McCartney, as in John Lennon and Paul McCartney from the Beatles.
Join us.
Who needs this 60s music? Am I right? Nah.
Get out of it. Put it in the trash. Put it in the trash.
In the trash. You see. Hang on. You see this?
You
see this disc? Who needs it? Who needs it when you've got?
No. Give it to me. Give it to Mr. Turner. He'd want it. He'd sell it to him.
He's probably got this on vinyl. Boston. He's
fair.
He's an old man. Changing the subject.
He's not that old. Anyway.
I'm actually excited because summer is always my favorite time of the year, purely because you don't have that many responsibilities. You're not freaking out about exams and stuff like we kind of are at the moment.
But like the bad thing about it, Elliott, is the bushfires.
That's fair. It does happen quite sometimes.
It could be a wet summer this year, and we don't get those often.
It was a wet summer last year, or start of this year, but I think,
but we don't get those often.
Oh yeah, we got like a couple hundred mils of rain this January. But I think something everyone can agree about the best part of summer, at least in the southern hemisphere when it is summer, is Christmas.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Of course.
Obviously, as I said, in the southern hemisphere because in the northern hemisphere,
Christmas equals gifts and expensive things.
Yeah,
but it also means sharing time with your family.
Who needs family and friends on Christmas when you got gifts? There are three things
when you have
for Christmas.
Dominic Toretto's Fast and the Furious little toy model Hot Wheels car.
Of course.
Who needs family?
I don't need anything.
Needs family now.
I don't need anything for Christmas as long as I've got my millions of dollars, unlimited and mansions.
Oh God! No, you're gonna have to bleep that out, bro.
Oh no, okay, all right.
Bleep that out.
18 minutes 47. All right, I'll remember that.
Because my little sister's 10, she's gonna like, what the fuck is he just saying?
She's gonna want to listen to this, and she'll be like, "Oh, Boston, I'm already running low on water, so I'm gonna dash to the bathroom and use the tap and fill up my water bottle." I want you to entertain. The podcast for we're on 19 minutes. It'll probably be about 18 in the final product because I'll cut this down, but. Until for another minute, we'll be up to 20 minutes. Then I want you to entertain the podcast. The second I take my headphones off, I can't hear you. I'll be back, Boston.
Okay. Elliott is so bad at podcasting. He can't do shit. I don't believe in Elliott. Elliott's a bad friend. Elliott, if you're watching this, you're a good friend. I was just joking, but Elliott needs water because he's dying from lung cancer. Just joking, but like, whoa.
Hello, Boston. I've returned.
I was talking shit to you. But,
oh, wow. And then the lights started.
No, but
I mean, that wasn't me. I didn't do it.
Wait, I'll be back. Two can play that game.
Oh, here we go. Okay. So, yeah, my opinion on Boston is that he sucks. And he said, oh, my God. Oh, my God. It's crazy. It's warfare. It's mayhem.
It's Modern Warfare.
Modern Warfare.
Modern Warfare 3? White edition?
White edition? I'm more into that black edition.
I'm trying not to spit out water.
That's disgusting.
Disgusting.
Which one of yous? I can't. I'll have to bleep that if I say it. I can't say it.
Bleep that out.
I can't. Yeah. I won't. I don't want to give myself that much work.
Yeah. Oh God, it's already 8:20 at night.
Yeah. So we've got to go. Well, until about
10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes is good. So that way, because we've been recording for 21, but I started recording. And then we didn't start properly for like a minute. So if we go for another 10, I can cut it down and it's 30 minutes, which is good.
But I could do 5. But then after this, I'm talk to you for a bit on FaceTime.
Alright, fair enough. Just while we can stay on Zoom, so I can have my headphones on, and then I can just have you on there.
No.
And then I can edit the podcast over there.
FaceTime.
All right. I'm scared. I'm terrified. Ooh, I can do all sorts of little things on Zoom.
The backstory of Elliott. Now, I got a question for you. This is the big question.
Of course.
Who was your inspiration to do YouTube and Spotify?
A lot of people ask, but I couldn't really give you one clear example because I've been doing YouTube for, 6 years. And I've been making music for 2, nearly 3.
Yeah.
So
it's like equal to 10 or 11 years.
Yeah, not really. But it's a thing of like where I've had so many like sort of, I guess, idols, if you can call them that. So many people that I've looked up to and enjoyed the content of that it kind of all because I've watched hundreds of content creators and listened to hundreds of musicians over my lifetime.
Yeah.
And I feel like all of those kind of combine into what I make. And it's not just me. Everyone does that. Everyone who, if you watch 100 different YouTubers, pretty much like 1% of them form to make 100% of you.
Actually, no. Actually, that's very wise.
Thank you, boss. I'm
no worries. No worries.
Like, thank you, Boston. I'm a wise man. I'm a very wise man, as I've always stood by.
With your new album, the T2.
T2 was the one I released recently. Yeah.
Yep. So, are you gonna add music, or are you gonna release a whole new album? Because I think everybody that's watching and listening wants to know.
I'm sure everyone's really interested, Boston. Just a whole new one. I don't really want to go back to different albums because the way I see it is that they're like a product of time. Because I see my first album, I've done 4 albums. I've done my first album, which is like a product of the stuff and the sense of humor, especially that I had in 2020. You do a bit, Boston.
I do. Geez.
But my first album was like 2020. So that's my sense of humor and my comedy when I was 13 years old. And then my second album was like early 2021, which is still 13, but it's my...
And then you went on, and then you kept going on.
And my stylings and the way I wrote songs had evolved. My third album was late 2021 when I was 14, and that's
when I was new to his school.
Yeah, that's when we sort of became friends. And then that was kind of...
And Jesus Christ, he's good at music, I'll give you that.
I'm not that good, Boston. I've heard people say the opposite of what you're saying.
I know, but don't listen to those people. They're just trying to make you quit.
Don't listen to the haters, man. Don't do it. Don't listen to them.
Just don't do it, dude. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Just chill, dude. Calm down, Jamal.
Okay.
But yeah, and yeah, it's like a cultivation. And my third album, Electric, didn't have any comedy songs on it. It was only like 7 songs long, and they were all kind of synthy, kind of.
Yeah.
Someone's punching my wall. It stopped.
Okay, we got to end the stream here.
There's
a
ghost in my house. And finally,
end the video and the stream.
My newest one, T2, when I was 15 and still am, is a cultivation of the sense of humour I have sort of now. And I mean, I feel like some
But
of the
he's
songs I've already changed, and my next album comes out in March, but one of the songs I wrote in February of this year, so it's like a year's difference. It's crazy.
So if you're confused of what every single big word he's saying is that he gets all of his inspiration from like fun, like comedy to dramatic to action and back to comedy,
All the
back
places.
to drama, and then back to or every like.
I try to split it up on my albums at the moment. My newest album, I'd say, was like 50% comedy, 50% not. I put the comedy songs first so we can have a ha-ha funny time, and then we slowly progress into songs that aren't funny, but they're still upbeat and synthy and like kind of interesting. And then that sort of transitions over into the kind of lower, darker, a lot more serious songs about subjects that are very, very touchy, you know, which I think is good because I don't think if you go from funny, really, really sad, funny, funny, really sad, then it's a bit jarring.
It's like a repeat. It's like a repeat. But then it gets too annoying.
Yeah, but if you
slowly...
Sorry,
my dogs are going off. Wait, my dogs are going off. Ready? Shh. You can hear that.
Yeah, the podcast can hear it if I can hear it. Alright, but as I was saying, and it's a lot clearer to just slowly transition. Do you reckon we should end this podcast here, Boston? It'll be about 25 minutes.
Yeah, you know what? That's fair.
That's fair. I agree. So
this is Elliott and Boston.
Thank you for listening or watching, whatever you did. Thank you for your time. It was a lot of fun.
Goodbye. And good riddance.
I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Good riddance.
Rude.